Broadcasting live from SKYPE Studios, it's DarkMatch, the week of the 18th, and we are reviewing wrestling as always. I'm your lovely host Magpie, and I'm glad to be able to talk to you guys. And joining me today are
I'm the match striker of Dark Match, make it fighter free.
I'm Christopher Says, and next to me is a purring white cat. He's very cute.
And I'm the Lone Warrior, and I'm wrong. And I'm going to be doing it's time to see just what the heck that crazy old Iranian guy is saying is the Iron Sheik. Gary Bettman have raisin balls forever.
I have no idea who it is, but Cheeky, we love you.
Bettman is the guy who runs or used to run the NHL. So in other words, there's probably something going on with hockey. He's just in one of those, I'm going to name a random person and insult them and humble them and fuck them in the ass.
I just like to say I really...
their balls as being pruned fruit.
I just like how Sheik is, at his age, he's still a very avid sports fan. No joke, I mean, he still loves sports to this day. And let's talk about a good athletic exhibition in TNA Impact. It had its ups, it had its downs, it had really good wrestling, and stupid storylines.
I have a question. Why the heck? Okay, this is just a theory I'm going to put forward, but TNA is actually starting to be better than Raw and Smack, or at least SmackDown.
Yeah, Raw is actually picking up quite a bit of steam with its 3 hours.
Yeah, but TNA is actually for the past couple months, like ignoring the whole AJ's baby thing.
Yeah.
It's been actually getting pretty good, and it's kind of scary.
I mean, I agree with that. It's one of those weird sentiments where you're like, wow, they're getting better. I mean, they're still like the essence of the TNA we know and love, but for the most part, it's like, it's improving. It really is. Which I can't complain about because as a wrestling fan, I think we want any company to be better. Although it makes it hard for us to make fun of it.
Exactly. It's like, it's great because, it's like, ooh, it's a great alternative to the WWE. At the same time, what the fuck are we going to say about it?
Well, we could talk about we got good in-ring action tonight. I could talk about that all day.
Yeah, but around the time WCW started improving, it got canceled, so... What does that say for TNA?
Well, let's just go down the list right now since you have such enthusiasm about the improving of the show.
So Impact starts with a recap of Hardcore Justice and last week's episode. And it's quick, it's fast. They briefly discuss what happened, and then we go right into Impact. And tonight's Bound for Glory matches include such classics as Samoa Joe versus Magnus, AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels, and Bully Ray versus Jeff Hardy.
Which for a card booking, that's actually, hey, for a good weekly show, kudos.
Yeah, they're mixing things up, and those are all matches where it's like they're former friends or they've been rivals for a long time, and that's good.
It has a theme to it, sort of. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but let's get to Aries promo.
Yeah, Austin Aries comes out and he says, I've heard the word fluke so often in the past month that I was actually starting to believe it. But you know what? I proved that I'm no fluke when I beat Rude for the second straight time. Anyone who thought I was going to just be a placeholder champion, they were wrong. I'm the face of TNA. No one's going to tell me what to think, say, or do because I'm running this show. And as long as I'm running this show, it won't be held hostage. And he goes immediately into talking about aces and eights.
And before we get to the ace and eight part, I just got to say, I like that promo just in the basis where he's like, I'm the champion. This is my goddamn company. I'm the flag bearer, and I represent it, and it's going to be fucking awesome. Which is what a champion should do.
When you think about it, it's a much less dickish way of when Rude won the title and he said he was running the show and he's the it factor. But this guy is more of determination and like pluck and and just sticking to his guns. He goes on to say that he's going to go to Bound for Glory no matter who wins the series. He'll defend his title and retain it.
I
Yeah,
love
and he
that.
says-
A fighting champion. I'm sorry, Lon.
He says, anyone who thinks I'm a fluke can remove the E and fluck off. Which, okay, I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Ever.
And
But we go
out
from
comes Jeff
something-
Hardy.
Yeah.
Jeff
You go to
Hardy
Jeff
said-
Hardy in his creepy eye makeup.
He's selling the back. Credit to him. And Aries is like, yeah, you must have something big to say. Why don't you come say it? After Jeff Hardy says hello to his creatures of the night, he's comes out to congratulate Aries and says, oh, you've been doing awesomely. But I'm gonna win the Bound for Glory series and I'm gonna take back what's mine.
Oh.
He says that they're going to have a great, they're going to tear the house down. But Aces and Eights, but then he goes, Aces and Eights cost me 20 points this past weekend, and so I'm calling them out.
Yeah.
But then another type of bomb shows up, and Bully Ray makes his way to the ring.
Yeah, and Bully Ray, he's still banging the crap out of the. It's James Storm, man. Come on, you saw what happened at the pay-per-view. Aces and Eights said they were coming for me, and they didn't touch me because they didn't need to, because Storm just kicked me in the face. Which is actually kind of funny when you remember that Bubba's the one who won the damn match. You just acted like, oh, they cost me the match, blah.
Yeah, they cost you the win that you got. Okay.
Yeah, and Bubba says, Hardy, or he says that, Hardy admits that, Bubba's maybe got a point. He keeps on going, blah, blah, blah.
But Aries cuts in. He says, well,
Yeah, poking at his calves.
yes, essentially
Calves.
placing the suspicion on him, saying like, hey, I've tapped you out before. You might be winning the Bound for Glory series, but you probably need all the help you could get. What if you have these big ambitions to win the title and you can't do it by beating me, so you're going to enlist their aid?
Yeah, Aries actually brings up the point that, it could be Bully Ray who's behind it because, they haven't really touched him yet either. I mean, everyone else, they've gotten in the ring and they've hit. Everyone else who they've been like, we're going to get you, they've gotten. I don't think they've actually put a hand on Bully Ray yet. And at the same time, they really did help him out at the pay-per-view.
Poses an interesting theory there, Lon.
Yeah, but Aries says, it doesn't really matter, who's behind Aces and Eights, because they got it. Whoever wins the Bound for Glory series, they still got to go through him, and no one's managed to beat him yet. So, suck it up and deal. And this is when Aces and Eights pops up on the screen and says,
ruins everything.
Yeah, their guy who's talking, who kind of actually this time he kind of looked like Joseph Park in terms of his body. I don't know what I'm not sure. I could just be. I think they could just be picking random people who work on who work at TNA and just have them put on the stuff and be like, okay, today you're in Aces and Eights. And you're
Oh
the
boy,
one
it's my turn to be an
The
Aces
rumors are
and
pretty
Eights.
much leaning towards people either around OVW, such as Cliff Compton, formerly known as Domino, or people who were just like free agents on the scene, such as Luke Gallows.
Yeah, but he says that Aces and Eights pretty much say, yeah, we're gonna make our presence felt in a big way tonight.
But one thing I gotta say about the Aces and Eights storyline, and things just like when they make their video messages, it's under the guise that they're backstage filming those messages, and they're like, okay, this is your message, and we're just hanging out in the back. And I brought this point up before, but the Impact Zone is not the biggest place in the world, so at any given time, I just expect, let's say, someone to be cutting a promo. Let's say it's Sting or Anderson, and they're cutting the promo, then all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute. Is that Aces and Eights hanging out playing poker? It is them! Hey guys, they're over here. Let's kick their asses.
Well, see, clearly you have to realize that Aces and Eights are ninjas, and they hide in ninja places.
So they have a panel van somewhere?
Yes, they're basically in a panel van that is labeled like catering. And so no one knows to go near it because they'll probably lose an arm to Samoa. They'll lose an arm to Samoa Joe or Bully, you know. Haha, fat joke. But afterwards they show a video package recapping the Bound for Glory series matches from Hardcore Justice, and they show the leaderboard where Storm's still in first place with 66 points. Rob Van Dam's in second, and Samoa Joe's in third with 54.
Where's Godzilla at?
At this point, I think he was he was at 61 at the end of the night. I think he was tied with Samoa Joe. I'm not sure.
Oh crap! If only we can just get him knocked down and AJ Styles up there, then we'll be in business.
I don't have a problem with Bully Ray being up there, really.
He's a good stooge, but compared to like everyone else he's in competition with, that's my only gripe. Where I'm like, well, he's a heel, but there are way more talented people on that list.
True. Still, he's vastly improved from when he started the Calfzilla gimmick. But they go backstage to Magnus, who's saying that, you know, me and Samoa Joe, we were tag team partners for a while, so we really got to know each other as wrestlers. But we also got to know each other as people. And I know Samoa Joe the man. Samoa Joe the man. And if you can get in his head, you can beat him. And I can get in his head.
You know, it's a good way to set up like this particular Bound for Glory series match, just based on the history they've had as a tag team, and I guess them just going on different paths.
It makes logical sense where it's like, oh, cool. If we're gonna put something behind it, give it just a little bit more of like attention to the match. Just that's a good way to do it. I mean, we've seen, talk about improving. We've seen what TNA used to do to try to bring more attention to a match.
Yeah,
and we'll get to that later tonight too. But go right ahead, Lone.
That brings us to our first match: Samoa Joe versus Magnus, and it's actually a really pretty good. It's a really good match. Joe goes for an early lapel lock, which I thought was funny.
It looks more like the setup to me. I mean, with the lapel lock, it's an ensemble lock, and that's a different way how to hold in the arm because you're just kind of like doing it. You're holding the arm in the back like a Kimura. The way he did it, though, it just seemed like a standard crossface.
Oh, just like that. He's raising the Spectre, like so many other people do. But nonetheless, it was fun to see. Like, it was a good enough match, if a little bit quick. Like Joe had like his leaping enziguri, hit his ST Joe. Magnus, like I still haven't really found much that's notable about him on a singles basis.
Did you notice when Joe does his STF Joes now from the corner? I used to notice. I mean, this is probably because like difference in division. But you ever notice when Joe used to do that? He used to get so much air on those guys before he just slammed them down.
Well,
I mean,
it probably is difference of division because like there's a pretty significant difference between doing it to someone like Chris Daniels, like say like if you notice it during Hardcore Justice on Sunday, and Magnus. Like Magnus is a much bigger guy. It's like watching Sheamus do like the side slam backbreaker someone versus like Cena against someone like
or him doing the air raid crash to Mark Henry.
Yeah. Wasn't the comparison I was gonna make, but I guess that works.
That would kick ass though if they could somehow pull that off. Let's get back to Impact though.
But they do put over Magnus enough to show that he could get out of the choke. And after all these reversals, Joe puts him in a very neat looking cradle and gets the 3 count.
Yeah,
Joe is back in second.
Yeah, Joe's back up to second with 61 now, and he extends his hand to Magnus, but Magnus is shocked and doesn't shake his hand. And Joe, he pats him on the back and is like, "It's still a good match, and we're friends."
He's like, "Get out, man."
And he goes to walk off, and Magnus rolls out of the ring and he grabs a chair and he whacks Joe from behind, and he swings it at Joe. And Joe manages to, actually block it, but he's immediately clutching his arm like, "Ow, shit, son of a bitch."
He's giving the Magnus this look like, "You motherfucker.
I'm going to kill you."
You run now, bitch.
And that's exactly what Magnus then does. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here."
Yeah, you run with your stupid oversized forehead.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, and they keep mentioning, no respect at all from Magnus. I'm Taz. Pigeons.
Gambas.
Blue, 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 blue. And Arthur let the pigeons loose. A blue, 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 blue. Fuck Taz.
But anyway, we go backstage, and Madison Rain is saying, a right has been wronged. A right was wronged, or a wrong was righted at the pay-per-view. Wow. Because
Doing
she
a
hasn't
lot
been
of
the
fumbling
champion.
tonight.
Me am smart. She says that, she hasn't been Knockouts champion in almost a year and a half, and with no help at all, because she is the greatest Knockout champion ever, she got her title back. And
That
she
actually
says this with the straightest goddamn face I've ever seen.
that actually brings me to an interesting point. TNA must honestly, like, legitimately love that woman in the backstage, because she has, like, this is like her fourth title reign, and like all together with the knockout titles, I think it just like adds up to about like she's at least had like 8 belts reigns at once, just being like a knockout. Jesus
Either that or this
Christ.
recent title reign is like they're desperately trying to keep her from going up north. It's just like,
Yeah, because, they've lost the rest of the beautiful people.
and despite the aggressive pay cuts, they're gonna be like, see, we made you champ, Madison. Please don't leave us.
Yeah, and, it's also the fact that I don't know why they don't actually use more. Like, they've pretty much only really used 5 knockouts lately. They've used Madison Rain, they've used Gil Kim, they've used Miss Tessmacher, they've used Mickey James, and they've used Tara. They still have.
That's all they have.
Well, Rosita and Sarita are in AAA right now because of the deal they have. Winner is somewhere in the back burner. I don't know why. I mean, she's fucking talented, and
Yeah,
All
Winter's still on.
they got is the others they have got are ODB, Rosita, Sarita, Taylor Hendricks, and Winter.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have.
we
Yeah,
already
that's
listed
one
those
thing. They
off.
have used Taylor Hendricks ever since she won Gut Check. Ditto to, and we didn't see that new guy. I forgot what the hell his name is. Sam Shaw, was it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shaw.
Who was that first guy that won? Who cares?
Alex Silva, no one
Alex
cares
Silva,
though.
fuck him. And I mean, they're on like Joey Ryan has more promise as a guy with an actual position in the company. Not that I'm complaining about that.
But I could. Yeah, there's. But anyway,
She likes chocolate cake.
yeah, Sagechamp pops in and is like, Brooke wants to see you in the ring. And Madison's like, oh, she must want to celebrate my, it must be for my championship celebration. I hope Brooke got my note that I like chocolate cake. And she skips out to the ring. She's got her tiara. She's got her tiara on. She's like happy as can be. And the crowd's like, you suck, get off the stage.
Isn't she stunning?
Isn't she beautiful?
And she gets in the ring and she says, Brooke Hogan made a special request to see me
Oh
today.
God, no. No, this is not
there.
going where I think it is it? No. Oh God, cover your ears. The theme music's gonna start. I hear it.
To see me because she obviously knows what an important occasion this is because the Queen has regained her throne. And I hope Brooke brings cake. But behind every great woman is a great referee. And I wouldn't be where I am now without the man who is standing behind me every step of the way, Earl Hebner.
Oh, he's standing behind, all right, but ain't still.
Chicka wow wow.
Oh, damn it, no leave.
Anyway, so Earl comes out to join her, and you screwed Brooke chant starts. Motherfucker.
This is like the third time I think TNA's just like tried to just reinvent the Hebner screw people storyline.
It also shows that the fans don't care that they've stopped calling her Brooke Tessmacher because apparently they think people will confuse her with Brooke Hogan.
Yeah. So he gets in the ring and he gives Madison this big hug, and out comes Balls Deep. I mean Brooke Hogan.
Oh God, cover your ears. The theme.
They really call her balls deep on these
They call her-
assaults.
Yes, they do.
Bitch,
So-
you about to get balls deep.
So she comes out and she's like, this is exactly the kind of behavior I was talking about. Earl, I've known you my whole life.
Yeah, you haven't.
Lord. Well, he was the referee for the when Hogan was there. I think he was the referee for them then. So it's entirely possible she's known him her whole life.
And by knowing, I mean they passed by like a couple times while when Hogan had to watch the kids and didn't probably speak a couple words to him.
Yeah, but she says, Earl, I've known you my whole. Sorry, Earl, I've known you my whole life. And has there been any shady stuff going on? And Earl's like, no. And she goes, well, just to make sure, brother, or sister, I'm going to ensure that nothing shady happens again because Earl will no longer be refereeing any more knockout matches. Instead, and tonight, Miss Tessmacher is getting her rematch, brother. Sister, goddamn
They're
it.
going to have a storyline where Earl Hebner has video evidence that back when Hogan was in the WWE that he was screwing his daughter in the back.
Ew.
What?
I say these things for that 3-second silence that followed.
You're a horrible person.
Yeah, I expect
Not
that
like
crap
no
out of
one else
Mega
has made a
Fighter, but
fucking
you.
joke.
You out Skippy, brother. But so he says he says that there's also going to be a special referee who will be revealed later in the night. Madison's like, this is just like a Hogan. You're all talk, and I challenge you to get in this ring and say what you just did. And Brooke's like, okay, sister. She comes down and gets in the ring, and Madison's like, abort! And as soon as she
Take us
goes,
away, run!
it's like, crap, she called my bluff. Nah. And as soon as Brooke's in the ring, out comes 2 members of Aces and Eights, and they're all, oh, we're gonna take her. I love this.
You're not going to finish that.
Oh, I am goddamn gonna finish this. So
Finish
2 members of Aces and Eights come out, and they're like, it looks like they're gonna take out Brooke once and for all, becoming the biggest baby faces in TNA history.
Oh, for real.
But instead, out comes Austin Aries, Bully Ray, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, and trailing in the very back is Sting. He's like, I'll be there in a minute, man.
Wait up, guys.
Oh God, I'm gassed.
Of course,
And
it
there with you in spirit.
then cuts the commercial after they chase Aces and Eights off and don't show them proceeding to waffle Brooke with the chair.
Yeah, we're not that lucky. James Storm also comes out, but he's got this look on his face that you don't know what the hell he's thinking. So they go to commercial, and when we come back,
This leads to my favorite part of the show.
yeah, Sting's in the ring. Sting has finally made it to the ring, and he's like, I promised I'd keep Brooke safe, and I'm going to do just that. We're going to keep Brooke safe. And if Aces and Eights wants to run like a pack of dogs, then we're going to have a pack of dogs right here next week.
And as he's listing, and he lists off each individual member, it's like, good as gold Kurt Angle, Creature of the Night Jeff Hardy, our world champion Austin Aries, and me.
Yeah. It's like, we got a pack with Angle, Hardy, Aries, me, and the list is just growing by the hour. Everyone has called you out, and we're going to make it nice and official. Next week, open fight night, right at the start of the show, us, Aces and Eights, we're going to have it out.
See, here's the problem I have with this. How many times has a single wrestler, be it Bully Ray, Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, James Storm, any of them just stood in the middle of the ring and said, I'm challenging you, Aces and Eights. I want you in the ring right now. Show yourself without being a coward. So Sting is like, it's an open fight night. It's like he invoked the Rapid Parlay. Like, is he just gonna, will that make him come out and have a fair match? Will that even make him come out?
I gotta admit, I was wondering what the hell his thought process here was. Like, oh, yeah, they're really gonna follow your fucking rules and come out to fight
Like,
you.
I got it.
But we'll
Maybe
get to
they
that later.
add like a
You
stipulation
have to
or
have a
something
gimmicky
like,
name
it's
for
a
it.
no DQ match, then they'll come out. But no, it's just, it's open fight night. Okay.
Yeah, and actually, we can talk about this a bit more later because reasons. But we go backstage. We go to the back, and Daniels and Kazarian are talking.
My second favorite part of the show.
Yeah,
they have the
admiring...
issue of The Amazing Spider-Man that features them in the letters to the editor section.
Yeah, and
The only good thing about that issue is Spider-Man, by the way.
So Cass starts making jokes about AJ and Claire. They actually started making fun of how Claire looks, which I don't know if anyone's actually heard this. I think so I think it was brought up in the Skype chat before, but they finally figured out just who Claire is. She's Olive Oil from Universal Studios.
Yeah. She's one of the people who plays Olive Oil at the Universal Studios.
That's how lazy. And apparently she's got 15 years of acting experience. But that's how lazy.
Hugging children is not acting.
Look, the point is, that's how lazy TNA was. They were like, okay, you. Yes, you look sufficiently hideous enough. You will be our crack whore for our storyline. But they keep on. Cass starts poking fun at how Claire's looks, and in comes AJ, and he's like, I'm fucking sick and tired of this.
This is pretty funny.
If you guys are so convinced that I'm the baby's daddy, then then let's do this. Or he's like, you guys know I was drugged. I would have had to have been drugged to sleep with that foot. But you know what?
No, the funny thing is about this is that AJ comes in and he doesn't so much sound like he has such heated, bitter animosity with Daniels and Kazarian. He just sounds like at this point he's just jaded.
He says jaded and tired, and a little bit cranky. Like, I'm tired.
Like,
Well, he's been in the company for 10 years.
And
he's
and
bound
it
to get
seems
jaded
like
at this point.
he's like not so much buddy, but he's on a easy page with them, and he's like, here's how we're gonna do it. If you win, I'll admit that I'm the father. If I win, paternity test. That's how it's gonna be. Like
and that's great and all, but don't they need Claire's consent to do a paternity test?
TNA laws. If you have a paternity test and it's won in a match, you automatically have to do it.
To be fair, AJ did kind of rape him, so consent is not an issue here. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah.
Claire raped
Wait,
him.
AJ raped himself?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh, AJ rapes himself, all right.
We'll go with that.
But so this actually brings us to our second match of the night. Oh my God, this is only our second match of the night. I think we're halfway through the show.
And it's the best match I've seen all week.
Yeah, okay, I will give credit where it's due. This probably is the best match for all week. It's Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles.
And for
it starts off.
Oh, right ahead. I'm sorry.
Just really quickly. The first thing the ref does is like, Kazarian, get the fuck out.
A Hebner does his job? No.
He's feeling quite cock-blocked and blue-balled, so like he's too pissed off to deal with that kind of shit. Because he's not getting laid tonight.
Wow. Earl Hebner and his son get Madison Rain Poontang. All right.
Ah. Oh God!
Double Hebner action, exactly.
God damn it, Skippy!
Oh wait, this is Brian Hebner. My mistake. I just remembered that. My joke fell flat.
It led to a perfectly good joke.
But yeah, one thing I could say about this match is that both the competitors bust out like very good submissions that like.
Oh God, dude! Yes.
Before. Like AJ throws down with a Buddha lock, and later on in the match, Chris Daniels does the Koji clutch, which
he did a standing Koji clutch variation, which I didn't even think would be a variation of that move. I mean, it's totally watching the match, it's totally possible to see it, but I've always looked at that move as a mat-based move. And but when he was hitting the Muda lock, I love how he hit the Muda lock and he did a variation with like a God, I forgot what it is, like an Indian tie, kind of like what Davey Richards does when he ties the dude's leg up like that and just hits the back and just twists it. But he does that, the Muda lock, for about a good minute or two, then switches to a single leg Boston Crab, and then does the Muda lock again, which I love. It just always puts pressure on the back, but just variates like the degrees of pain that you feel. And I'm like, yes, submission showcase. Oh, it's beautiful. And then Daniels being the best heel that he can be.
Yeah. Daniels was pretty good. There's this one point where he goes for a roll up and he's got his feet up on the ropes and the referee's like, 1, 2, hey!
Yeah, he just immediately starts like, I'm gonna cheat. I don't give a fuck.
I will do whatever I have to. in order to not have to fucking play fair. And he goes for the he
He tries to get
AJ
up.
gets
He keeps throwing AJ outside the ring, and he's like, "Count."
he throws AJ out of the ring like 2 or 3 times, and every time he turns to the ref and goes, "Well, count, God."
Like, what are you doing? You don't count that slow. It's 1, 2. That's how you count.
Yeah. But finally, AJ goes over the top, and Daniels goes after him. AJ gets thrown out of the ring, and Daniels goes after him, but then AJ gets right back into the ring and does a dive and wipes him out. So when AJ gets back into the ring, Kaz comes just like a fucking bolt, just slides over to the ring. It's like he motions to Daniels, "Hey, wait, go!" It's like
Wait,
he's gonna.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did he slide, or was he under the ring the entire time? Because
No,
when I watched it, looked like it just showed up.
he ran out from backstage, just as low to the ground as he could, hoping the referee wouldn't notice him.
I didn't even notice that, dude. I thought he just somehow got magically under the ring.
No, he comes running out and he leans against the apron and is like, "Go up, I'll grab his foot."
Daniels is like, "Okay, I got it."
So he goes up, and AJ goes for the over the top rope suplex, and Kaz grabs his foot and he goes down. Daniels goes down on top of him, and you hear the 1, 2, 3, and Daniels
we all freak out because we're like, "Great, this angle's gonna keep going and going, and now we're gonna have to see AJ go to a baby shower."
So the referee's
Babies
about
are
to
us.
do the ring the bell motion, and then he spots Kaz, who has gotten up and is like, "Yeah, woo!" And he goes, "Hey, wait a second."
And a Hebner, in 2 rare instances, and Hebner does their fucking job properly, and restarts the match.
Yeah, so he restarts the match, and AJ whacks Daniels with a Pele, and gets the 3 count, 1, 2, 3, and for good measure, he hits Daniels with the Styles Clash.
Well, it wasn't really good measure so
I
much.
call
It was
double
fucking
standard.
payback.
I call double standard when Samoa Joe beat someone and kept him locked in a submission. He lost his points last year.
We don't remember that Joe last year. We don't talk about that.
That
I
was
know.
not Samoa Joe. That was Sajoa Mo.
I guess you're right.
But so yeah, AJ gets the 7 points. He wins. He'll get his paternity test. He'll probably end up being the baby's daddy somehow. They'll fake the fucking test results. Knowing Daniels and Kaz.
You know, one thing I just want to say about the match, it's like when he was doing the standing Koji clutch and AJ was just getting the shit choked out of him. It reminded me of that awesome lockdown match where Christopher Daniels took on Samoa Joe for the world title, and how Joe just like got him in the air raid crash to get out of that move. God, that match was amazing.
I actually liked how just finally AJ's like, "Okay, screw it. You want to be a cheating bastard? I'll be a cheating bastard." And he bites Daniels on the thumb to get out of the clutch. That I thought that was kind of
Hey, that's the
funny.
most technical way how to get out of that move, man.
And then Daniels looks at him and was like, "You bitch."
Oh, wait. McIntyre, that match didn't happen at Lockdown.
Yes, it did.
All right.
It was the best part of.
Just let it go. Just let it go. Let him dream.
It was the best part of 2010. But let's get back to this awesome Impact.
Okay, so Sting's backstage and he's talking with Hogan, and Hogan's like, "Brother, when you face Aces and Eights next week, I'm gonna be there too. I'm gonna have your back, Jack."
Oh, highlight of this backstage moment. Sting has a Christopher Lambert moment from Mortal Kombat where he's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be on." Sorry about that.
Yeah, so Sting's like, "Are you sure? I asked you a couple weeks ago if you were ready to go old school." And
Oh, Hogan's gonna kick it old school? Yeah, boy.
And Hogan's like, "Brother, when your family, when your friends, and your family, and everyone you care about are all backed into a corner, old school's the only way to go. I got your
When
back."
it hurts deep inside, I
Knees
gotta
and
take
back
my
me down.
pride.
Yeah, and Sting goes, okay, the next week it'll be showtime. And you can hear Hogan go, ah. And he goes, sorry. But they then cut over to the backstage where Storm, he's in his locker for some reason. He didn't really wrestle tonight. So I think it was just, rearranging. Clearly he
there to
was
develop
rearranging
plot.
he was rearranging his beer bottles.
All
And-
right, well, here's my 72 Miller Lite, and I overhear the misspelling of the Coolers Light from 1983. Ah, what a great year.
Yeah, and this is
and
what.
here's my... Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and James. Fuck. James Storm comes up behind James Storm. No, Jeff Hardy comes up behind James Storm. Is like, hey man, I don't care what people are saying, man. I don't care about what they're saying about you. What I do care is that Aces and Ace cost me 20 points, and they've helped you twice, man. And Storm turns and goes, look, I'm sick of being accused by everyone else. I'm surprised you, of all people, would fall for this shit. So you know what? I'm gonna prove that I'm not part of Aces and Aces. I'll be at ringside for your match with Bully Ray to make sure Aces and Aces doesn't get involved.
Was it just me, or did he sound like he was going to cry?
I think I think that was.
Guys, I'm sick of you blaming me for everything. I go out here and I just try to wrestle, and I'm making my way to the title, and I don't need the stress right now. I'm the cowboy, damn it.
I will
Where's
fuck
my
you in the
booze?
eye. So, I thought that was a nice little touch where it's like, even Jeff Hardy, the most mellow man next to RVD, man, is like, you're totally behind this. Grr, R. But so we cut up to the ring where Bobby Roode's coming out, which is nice, and he looks very somber, very serious, and he gets in the ring, and he talks about how I had an opportunity to come out and right a wrong and prove to the world that Aries was a fluke. And I did, because I beat him in the middle of this ring at the pay-per-view, and the referee counted 3, and he raised my hand in victory. But then one thing led to another. The match I had already won was restarted, and now I have nothing. And the crowd, they're being, really sympathetic to him. They're chanting, "Loser, loser," at him. And Rude's like, I should be the world champion, but I'll never get a rematch as long as Aries is the champ. The world title means everything to me. And, that's what... And he says, he went home and he looked in the mirror and he realized there's only one person to blame. Austin Aries. And Sting. And the refs. And the fans.
And the ropes. And this mat. And
the guy
who sells
catering.
popcorn.
And the belt.
I
And
come out...
Titantron, and Dixie Carter, and the President of the
ramp.
United States.
And God.
So he's like, I come out and I give the fans everything I have, but you treat me with disrespect. And the crowd goes, you're a loser. You're a loser. And he goes, exactly, this is what I'm talking about. And the big question is, what's next for me? And he goes to say something, but he stops because he I guess the implication is he doesn't fucking know. So he just drops the mic and is like, and he walks away, and it's very sad. And then we go back to backstage. Madison Rayne and Brooke Tessback are stretching. Yay!
Yay!
But I actually liked Rude's promo. Yeah, it was a promo of a guy who he went from I have everything I want, or a guy from had everything he could ever want, to losing it all and not having a chance to get it back until the guy who has what he had loses it. And they're legitimately trying to show him as being crushed by this.
Yeah, story development, and also like maybe it could lead to just pulling out of like the bag of possibilities. It could lead to maybe Rude snapping and saying, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna be a champion," and say beats the shit out of Devon, and then it's like, "Now I'm gonna be the TV champion." Haha. I'm still a champion. I mean, the belt's pretty much useless, but
Well,
maybe if he had it,
really,
but it is a possibility.
really, I just hope he goes hog wild with matches with James Storm.
Yeah,
Or
that's
that.
kind of. That's kind of what I'm expecting is going to be like the cherry on his shit Sunday is going to be Storm doesn't win the Bound for Glory series, and so Storm's like, okay, fine, Rue's not doing anything at Bound for Glory, kill.
Yeah, I'll just take it out on him. But
But
our next
yeah,
segment is the next person who's going to be representing the gut check trials.
yeah,
And he's got quite the tragic backstory of he grew up in an awful area of Mississippi, and he saw someone killed when he was 6 years old, and his
fuck's
brother was shot.
sake.
And after that awful sight, he dedicates his entire career to him. Like his brother was a huge wrestling fan, and he's doing it for him.
And he's
Yeah,
got a family to feed too, so we can't really make fun of this guy. I mean,
yeah,
he's in it for legit reasons. Let's just say fuck
Yeah,
gut check and move on.
and I believe they don't even say
I
his
would
name.
want to bet he's gonna go absolutely nowhere in TNA, despite the sympathy we're gonna have for him.
I think the most telling thing is they didn't give him a fucking name.
Yeah.
It's like that seems like something they should have done. It's like
Yeah,
oh,
I know, like, I'd like to see, like, in the gut check tryout batch, you'd have Zema Ion versus guy from bad area in Mississippi whose brother was shot and dedicates his career to him. But
Shit, I'll still
enough
root for
space
that
for
guy
that.
over Ion. Still.
the thing is I think it was one of those adopted brother things or something because the guy that they were showing him in the pictures with, how can I put this nicely? He sticks up like a redhead in a family full of. He sticks out like a ginger in a family full of Asian kids.
So he's the devil.
Sure. But so we go out to we cut to the ring, and it's time for our knockout title match: Madison Rayne versus Miss Tessmacher. But before the match can start, Brooke Hogan comes out and she says, "I'd like to introduce you to our referee, Taryn Terrell." And she steps back out of the way and falls flat on her ass.
Yeah,
Yay!
Yay!
introducing the woman that you may recognize from 2 years ago, who hasn't been referred to by a real name in the very famous promotion that she was involved with.
Yeah,
And
it's
so you're definitely going to recognize her then.
And
yeah,
I'm not even gonna say this to be an asshole or just be snarky. I had no fucking clue who that was when I saw
Yeah,
it.
me
I'm like,
neither.
I thought they were honestly promoting the campaign, which I was like, okay, well at least TNA picked a relevant movie or something to
Yeah.
co-promote with. I'm like, good for them. It wasn't
And
until I looked up the results the other day where I'm like, oh, that's Tiffany.
No,
yeah,
basically,
it's
someone said I recognize the name because I heard it maybe once or twice, and someone was like, "Oh, it's Tiffany," and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
yeah, but you see the thing is Taryn Terrell. It sounds like fucking Devon's kids. But no, it's for those of you who didn't watch WWECW or whatever you want to call it, the WWE version of ECW. This is Skirt Tiffany. Skirt Tiffany, of course, her nickname being, because of the fact that that was the only thing that Lakeville could think of to describe her, was that she wore a skirt.
This is before
Yes.
Lakeville really got good at insults.
Yeah, and she was married to Drew McIntyre, and then she went crazy and made an ass of herself at a
And
WWE.
presumably, she chopped off Drew's penis.
She
Not
yeah
so much
she
his penis as his career.
yeah she made an ass of herself at a party, at a WWE sponsored party, and then beat the shit out of Drew McIntyre, and she got fired for it. And Drew's career has gone down the shitter ever since.
Despite the fact that he divorced her.
Yes, exactly. They broke up. They fired her, and Drew's still being punished for it.
Then
Must have
again,
been some
she's
fucking
in
party.
TNA now, so who's got the worst punishment here?
Good point. But this is it's an okay match.
She did give me a boner, so she did her job so far.
And to be fair,
Yeah.
she's not bad as a ref.
I'd also once again, I don't know what the hell it is. Why whenever it's a knockouts match, whoever is on the camera likes to do the slow pan up Christy Hemme, And I was actually kind of, I was both simultaneously happy and disappointed during the announcing that, you know,
The tilt.
Christy Hemme was wearing a nice, sensible top. It was, you know, it was nice to see her wearing, you know,
Whoa! How
no,
dare you? How dare
let me
you?
finish. It was nice that, you know, she was wearing a top where she didn't need double-sided tape to keep it in place, but at the same time, she was wearing a top where she didn't need double-sided tape to keep it in place. So it's kind of one of those. I'm happy that that she's dressing not like a slut, but at the same time, I wish she was dressing like a slut.
Yeah, it's the weird double, you know, it's the weird not double standard, but walking the line for being a respectable gentleman. You want to be a perv, but at the same time, you know that's not always acceptable half the time. So you gotta just like pick your battles. Hey, the
Not
new
so much
referee
that I
gives
want
me
to
a
be a
bone.
perv. It's just that I get a like. I might sound insensitive coming off like this, but I think I'm the only one who gets aroused more by Jillian post surgery than pre surgery.
Uh-huh.
Not talking about
You
any of the
shut
people
your
involved.
mouth.
Okay, so wait, pretty good match. The best part comes when Madison goes for a roll up, and she's got her feet on the second rope, and Tiffany's doing her count, you know, 1, 2. She looks up and she sees Madison's feet on the rope, and she goes, "I'm not counting. Get your feet off the rope." And Madison yells, "Count!"
He's like, "Don't you touch me yet."
Yelling at her to count. And and
What the fuck is
Tiffany
going?
kicks her legs off the rope, and Madison gets up and is like, "Don't you touch me! You have no right to touch me! I am the champion!" And she turns around and here's Miss Desmond like, "Ah, bitch," and she hits her with she hits her with I guess that's her finisher.
Atomic Flapjack.
Oh, dude, it looked like when she landed, she actually hit her nose harder than she actually meant to, because Madison was like, "Oh," and then she sold like getting pinned, and then she was like, "Oh, that fucking hurt."
Oh, yeah. Not fun to get on the nose like that.
And we have a quick title change.
Yeah, and Miss Tessmacher's the champion again.
Oh yes. Once again, a WWE former WWE superstar gets the advantage over a TNA original, with the help of another former WWE.
Okay,
wrestler.
no. To be fair, Madison rightfully deserved to lose that match.
And really, Brooke Tessmacher is like, what the fuck did she do in WWE? Let's be honest. She made her career
Shook
in
her ass in the
she
ring.
made her
That was
she
it.
made her career she made her career in TNA, and she actually became a good, respectable wrestler. So she's
True,
TNA.
yeah. Yeah, she didn't go through TNA with Mrs. Dick in her mouth.
Actually, wait. No.
Oh, The Miz, Magpie's favorite wrestler. Okay.
No, I actually had to rethink that for a second. Anyway, I was just removing the Miz part of that. And I was like, nah, still doesn't work. But anyway, so they do a quick montage of Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy coming out to the ring, and go to commercial, come back, and they recap the Brooke Hogan in the ring thing, and Sting talking to Hogan, and then they go to Aces and Eights, who's like, you know, that's the invitation we've been waiting for. So, fucking idiots. You know, that's the invitation we've been waiting for all night. But Sting better ask better watch what he's asking for, because we're all gonna be there. And one of the other Aces and Ace guys leans in and goes, "Don't we have a little unfinished business to take care of tonight?" "Yeah, we do. We do." And everyone's thinking, "Oh, Bully Ray's gonna get his ass stomped in."
Somebody gonna get their ass stomped in.
Which
I wish that was Mark Henry's theme.
I don't know. It doesn't have the wig splitting.
Yeah.
But this brings us to our main event: Bully Ray versus Jeff Hardy. And this is another one of those. Wow, these guys have wrestled a fucking lot, haven't they?
Oh
And
yeah.
they've maybe been wrestling 2 or 3 minutes before Storm comes out, and Bully Ray's immediately like, "Where are your boys? Huh? Where are they?" And Storm's like, "Dude, they're not my boys. God damn." And this is a good match. It wasn't like AJ versus Daniels, but it was still a pretty damn good match.
was
Yeah.
all right. It was sitting somewhere between Magnus and Joe and AJ and Daniels.
Yeah, and I guess there's really not much to say.
I
At
just,
one point,
I really find myself unable to be interested in a Jeff Hardy match, though, and it's not really because I have any bias against him. I just think that, I think with agents behind him, I think he does a much better job in the WWE. I just I can't recall a single match of his in TNA that was memorable for a good reason.
yeah, his TNA run hasn't that great. Well, it's been okay, but
I,
it could have been better.
it may not even be TNA so much as it is Jeff Hardy, but maybe he does need that kind of support. I don't know.
Yeah, but at one point, Storm hits Storm. Hardy hits Whisper in the Wind. This is after. Oh wait, sorry. Bully Ray's out at ringside with James Storm, and they're arguing, and Hardy goes to dive over the top rope, and at the last second, Bully's like, "Nope," and uses Storm as a human and switches spots with Storm, who ends up taking the dive. And then Bully's like, "Ha ha, you got wiped out. I didn't get hurt." And he gets back in the ring, and Hardy drags himself back into the ring. Storm's still down, and Hardy hits Whisper in the Wind, and this is where two members of Aces and Eight comes out, and they're Hardy and Bully Ray are both down. Earl Hebner's like, "I'm getting out of here," and the he gets out of the ring, and you're thinking, okay, they're just gonna call the match. No, they don't. Ace and Ace gets in the ring. They take Bully's chain. One guy wraps it around his fist. Looks like they're gonna start beating on him, and out comes the guys who were challenging Aces and Eights. Aries, Sting, Kurt Angle. They all come running out, and they chase him off. They go after him into the crowd. Bully Ray gets up, and he's like, "What the hell happened here? Man." He shakes his head. He's like, "Something happened." He goes to, he grabs Hardy, and Hardy hits the twist of fate and rolls him up for the 3 count. I actually liked how Hardy hits Bully Ray with the twist of fate, and Bully's like, "Whoa." He doesn't go off his feet, so Jeff's like, "Fuck it," and he rolls him up, gets the 3 count. Jeff Hardy wins, so he gets 7 points. And immediately after this, Bully Ray just turns around and clobbers him with a clothesline. And he grabs his chain, wraps it around his fist, and then he looks at Storm and goes, "This is all your fault. You're the one who cost me 7 points, motherfucker." And Storm gets in the ring, and he's clearly just fucking tired of this. So he goes to he gets in Bubba's face, Bully Ray's face, and Bully Ray pushes him. He looks away, and he goes for the super kick, or with the last call super kick, and Bully Ray ducks. So Storm hits Hardy, and Bully Ray gets out of the ring, and he's like, "I told you it was you. This is the proof I needed. You're the guy." He walks away. Storm's, he's standing in the ring, and in come the rest of Aces and Eights. And they're all standing behind him. They all start slowly clapping for James Storm. And Storm, he turns around, and they just beat the shit out of him.
Yay!
The best
Oh,
part
wait.
of the best part of this for me was the entire time you have Taz and TNA going, "Oh yeah, Storm's definitely the guy behind Aces and Eights. This is all, it all adds up, And they're like, "Yo, yeah, everyone's turning on James Storm," and then this happens. And suddenly they're going, "It wasn't him at all. It wasn't him all along. They're beating the crap out of him, TNA." All right, Taz, look.
Yeah, Max.
But yeah,
That was Impact.
It was all right.
I'm sorry for talking so much for being Mr. For being the me sorry talking lots.
Hey, it's okay. I didn't even watch the match. So.
It's okay, dear.
Fuck
That
off,
was the-
Skippy.
That was the one part where I'm just like, that match is great. That match is. I don't need to see this. I'm gonna watch The Simpsons.
Seriously, this was at best average, and not even like Impact standard average. It was just this would be an okay night for wrestling.
It was an average for the world, for the rest of the world, and not the very low standards that TNA used to have. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, this is actually, I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say that, they're still going to go with James Storm's totally the guy behind Aces and Eights next week after this beatdown, because Bullet Rachel's going to be like, oh yeah, you had them beat you up so that we stop suspecting you.
I think overall I'm kind of jaded on the whole Aces and Eights angle, because on the one hand it's like I don't really care who's behind it and who's ringleading, and like I would like for them to just take off their masks because I want to inject new blood into this company. But at the same time, as soon as they take off their masks, their credibility completely slips away because they're rookies.
I'll make it this easy. I don't give a shit about Aces and Eights. I'd rather just see Austin Aries title defenses and tag matches with the two awesome champions and any fucking thing else.
And also Brooke Tessmacher without Mrs. Dick in her mouth.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
I'm the Miz, and I'm putting my dick in your face.
Yes,
But,
The Miz, Magpie's
I'm
favorite
bringing
wrestler.
back
Ain't that right,
that
Magpie?
for you.
Oh, at least my avatar doesn't look like I have a mustache smeared in shit.
Fuck you.
It does look like that, doesn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with making that insult. All they're gonna see is the penguin.
Hey,
See,
no,
I didn't even have to do the fighting in that one. He
can
just
you
made
get a
himself
picture of his
stupid.
face? Can you get that to use for his icon this week?
No, let's
Maybe.
not do that.
But I think also of pertinence, what we should do is go over the Bound for Glory series as it is right now.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Go from the bottom. Robbie has 5 points in 10 matches, so wow, he's had quite some opportunities.
He's not going to be a number one contender. Woohoo!
Yeah, the Pope has 7 points out of 8 matches. He's been
that's kind
bad
of
luck,
sad.
but it's the Pope. He's jobbing. Daniels and Magnus are both out. They had 28 points and 33 points respectively. Mr. Anderson is in 8th place with 40 points, 10 matches. Jeff Hardy 42 points, AJ Styles 43. Bully Ray and Kurt Angle are tied at 48 points. RVD has 55 points. Very strange that he's in 3rd place. And oh my god, the website fucking doesn't know how to count. Because according to them, whoever fixed the standings just copy pasted, because it says 1, James Storm 66 points. 3, Samoa Joe 61 points. 2, Rob Van Dam 55 points. Go to the website right now. It's as if it's like a Wikipedia article.
But
That
yeah,
yeah.
I am not goddamn surprised. I mean, for all of the good things they might be doing in the ring, it's still TNA. Come on, they're still gonna fuck up something. So that's not all that surprising.
Pictures.
At least this time it's just technical things on websites, which should have way more like, it should like get at least upkept, but for the most part, I'm glad that's fucking up and not things in the ring.
Yeah, and to be fair, WWE's done it too. Does anyone remember Alberto Del Rio? I know you want him to be a big deal fairly quick.
Oh yeah, do you remember 2010 SummerSlam? Daniel Bryan returns before the big match started.
Yeah, that's smart of them. But anyway, let's get on to everyone's favorite segment. What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal?
Let's see. The Fuse Switch box in back of Kazarian and Daniels gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
The Amazing Spider-Man gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Hang on.
Father gnawing on his child gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
What?
That one really ugly fan who was in the front row going, Boo Rude got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Brooke Tessmacher, without not having the title, gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Oh, wait, I thought of a better one. I actually did think of a better one. Tiffany gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Who cares?
Yeah, sure.
Oh no. Random lackey. No. Backstage assistant gets way more screen time than Jay Lethal.
That guy gets more screen time than fucking half the roster. Come on. But
I didn't know that. It was his first appearance for me.
I think he was also the guy who came in to deliver the message, the Aces and Eights, or the Dead Man's Hand to Brooke Tessmacher that one week.
He's the leader. It's him.
Skinny
I
nerdy
cracked
guy.
the code. It's him.
Skinny nerdy guy is the leader of Aces and Eights. I could buy it.
Skinny intern is the leader of Aces and Eights. Spread the word. Somebody contact Sting.
Anyway, so don't forget to subscribe to us on Blip TV or YouTube to keep up to date with all of our videos. You can also like us on Facebook. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at DarkMatch Wrestling. You can also follow most of us individually on Twitter as well, except for Magpie, who continues to be a lazy git. Don't forget to check us out on TRE Productions, where all of our videos, but lots of other great stuff is being hosted. We're on Reviewtopia in the community section. We're on That Guy with the Glasses in the blog section. And last but not least, you can visit us at the Spoonie Experiment forums, where you can hang out and talk to us. And I'm sure we will only be slightly abrasive and insulting towards your love of things that we don't like.
Don't forget to hit the like button. It's that little button that comes up on the YouTube pages every time you watch our pages. Every time you watch our videos. I'm sorry, that wasn't redundant. Word of mouth always helps out too. So just tell your friends about DarkMatch. Send emails if you can. And just for the sake of it, if you see an opportunity this week, and I want to see if I can try to get this going. If you see an opportunity this week to do something nice for somebody, just do it. Help your brothers and sisters out there, okay?
No piss on all of them.
Like, favorite, and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Do it or Jess will do terrible things to orphans.
I do that anyway. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, now we've just given them incentive.
For me to do horrible things to orphans? I don't need fucking incentive. Come on. Anyway,
yeah, they're orphans. They were asking.
This has been the Dark Match for TNA Impact. I am the Lone Warrior, and I swear to God, if I have to fill in for somebody again next week, no, wait, I'm actually scheduled for the show next week. Fuck! Never escaping this.
You'll never escape me, Jess.
I'm Chris, and I don't have such a huge thing to say.
I'm Magpie, and it's Friday. I'm in love.
And cut the mic before Skippy can do his thing. Cut it.
But no, he hasn't done his either.